Let's Manifest, the podcast where we allow our magic, feel our passion, live our love. And now your host, Joanne Morton, the positive energy artist. Hi, I'm so excited to have my second guest, because now you have to be my second guest because I've said it out loud. I'm starting to record more special guests, and this is going to be so much fun. And my special guest is Margie Standard, or as some grown-ups like to call her, Margaret Standard. But to me, she'll always be Margie. Hey, Margie, welcome to Let's
Hi,
Manifest.
Joanne. Hey, I'm so excited too.
Yes. Margie and I both live in Savannah, Georgia, and we've known each other for a while. And it's really one of the keys to, being in a manifesting mindset or just being a positive person is having a community around you. The online communities, I love them. I so love them. And I am so fortunate that I've always been able to attract and co create amazing in person, even during a pandemic, in person communities. And here in Savannah, Margie and I met, probably like 6 years ago in my earlier years. And you popped in and out, but we traveled in similar circles. And so it just warms my heart that now you're on a guest, you're my special guest for my podcast. It's just like to watch us evolve is so special, right? Watching us
Yes.
evolve. Yeah, I know. And this is why I wanted you to come on today, because you are someone that I see taking action. You know, if we something isn't working in our lives, if you're feeling a little this, or so and so is doing that. I have so many people that will sometimes just want to complain about something. Well, yeah, I understand, but then the next question I ask is, what action are you taking to change it? And the first action is to talk to the person you're having problems with. So, that's the first action. And I get it, it's hard. So, Margie, but since you seem to in looking at you, so easily take action. How do you take action to manifest, and why is it so easy for you to do it? And is it
Ooh.
really easy? Trick question.
Well, is it easy? Well, it gets easier each
Yeah.
time that I take an action and I see the results. And when I see the results, it gets easier to take the next action. And what I find is the actions change. It's not always the same thing. It's a starts in my mind, thoughts. I like to take it to my heart, and then writing things, speaking all of this good stuff, and then giving back.
Yeah.
When I'm inspired by somebody or something, I try to find a way, whether it's time, gifts, just energy, showing appreciation to wherever it is I received inspiration, and be grateful for it, and turn it back around, because it's a flow. I gotta keep
Yeah.
it moving. Gotta
It
keep
is.
it moving. So, is it easy to show gratitude all the time? It gets easier and easier. It becomes a mindset.
Yeah. It really does make it easier and easier. And you also, I think you recently did a talk at the Unity of Savannah here. Unity of Savannah. It's a spiritual center, and they're amazing. When I was traveling, I would go to Unities across the country and always have that blessing. I love it. It's beautiful. And you talked about forgiveness. And you mentioned instant forgiveness. We were talking about that earlier. Um, is forgiving something that you can easily happen to you?
Well, I can't be grateful for something if I'm holding something back, some resentment or anger or fear. I can't be grateful. I can't hold those two thoughts at the same time. And me not forgiving someone isn't hurt, it isn't affecting them. It only affects me. It
Yeah.
prevents my peace. Even the things that are monumental, that many people might say, oh, that's unforgivable. It is. Anything is possible. Anything. So I've got to empty out the negative to bring in the positive. And if I'm holding all that crap in, I have no space for the good. How's
Yeah.
that?
That's yeah. Okay, so I have a question that popped in my mind. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me this question to Margie. It's their fault, not mine. So there is a. It's true. Forgiveness, we gotta release it. There's not room enough. And I'm gonna just reference my manifesting mobile community art project. One of the things that I want to do, reasons behind it is I want to show people how we all want to create the same things, and health and prosperity. And I want to offer it to do this with all different types of people. But so many people in this country are so angry and they can't forgive the people who are choosing not to get vaccinated, or they can't forgive the people who are pro choice and think women should have the right to do what they want with their body. There's so much unforgiveness. How do we how so I'm working on creating a collective vision and taking action, collective action. But you've just given me this thought about how do we have collective forgiveness?
Okay. Well, first I want to reference your question with this. A while back, I spoke to a Native American elder and I asked about why is it the truth and facts can be right in front of somebody's face and they not have the same opinion about it or the same thought. And it was explained to me as we sat around the fire, circles, circles. I love circles. Natives love circles. Everything is a cycle. People go through cycles in life. It's everything. As we all sit around the fire, a lot of people, we're all sitting around the fire. We all see the same fire, but we see it differently because we're sitting in a different place in the circle. We're all in different places in our life. We've all had different experiences that brought us to the circle. Now, it would be nice if everybody in the circle would just could skip all some of the processes that it takes to get to the goal. And yes, maybe some can, but some have to go through that process. Now, I think this is what I envision, would hope, or might be an idea. Whenever we can gather people together, open up a line of communication. You can use talking stick ceremonies. And start with let's find common ground and work from there, because everybody wants to feel safe. They all want to be loved. They want to be accepted, and you go from there and let it and sharing that, I believe, will help grow. And anytime any of us that are doing all this wonderful work does anything positive, I believe that we create an energy that radiates out. So we just got to keep at it and keep spreading it. How's that?
That is so true. It's true. And I think this is what I always say too. The more of us that share it, share positive energy, share the power of love, share the power of forgiveness, share the power of peace, the easier it is for other people to access it and also share it in their lives, because everyone needs to do it. I mean, it's in all of us, magic, passion, love, that renewable, sustainable, positive energy source found within all of us. And when used, life feels good, and when shared, wow. Yes. Okay, well, I want to take a quick sip of coffee just to get myself. That was beautiful. So we're going to come right back. But if you're just tuning in, my name is Joanne Morton, and I am the positive energy artist. And this is the Let's Manifest with Margie, my special guest star. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back with Margie Standard, my special guest star on Let's Manifest today. So what I want to talk about now, I want to pick your brain because I love picking people's brains, is the words magic, passion, love are part of my brand. They've been with me since 2004, and I put them together, just by just because of, creative juices in my mind. And so I always like to ask people, what is magic, and how do you create magic in your life? How do you And then the same thing with the word passion. What is passion? And how do you maintain inspiration to continue your passion? These are big questions. You don't have to answer them all, but just to give you some, some things to work from. And then, of course, it's all about love. It's boom, it's love is why we're here. So, how do you, Margie, define magic, and where do you find magic in your life?
Well, thank you, Joanne. What a great question. Magic. So, I'm going to give you one example if and when, because we all have struggles sometimes. I have big ones with dealing with bureaucracy. I do a lot of social work and often have to get on the phone with bureaucrats. And this is just an example. So one day I'm like struggling with the bureaucracy and hung up the phone from one call, and in my mind, struggling. I said, this isn't creating the positive flow that I want. So what I do is when I come in with those conflicts or ideas that I can't get out of my head, to stop thinking about it. Just quit thinking about it. Think about something spiritual. Replace that thought with a good thought. Make it something, look at something pretty, listen to some good music, just change it for a while. I did this once when I was really struggling and ended up with a phone call from a friend that I had not seen or heard from in years that lives out of state and says, Margie. I said, yes, Susan, how are you? And she says, we're doing so well. We would like to give you a car that we're not using. And I went, what? And I cried. I had not had a car. I struggle. Was getting around fine. But when I'm trying to help other people and do things for other people, transportation is important.
It is.
Not have a car. To me, that was magic. That is magic. How did that happen? How do we create magic? Think magic. Abracadabra. I love the word abracadabra. Literally means I create as I speak. Is abracadabra. Passion. Practicing passion. That's a new one. I'm not saying new one for me, but I'm still evolving into that passion thing because for so long I was in reality, truth, facts, all that. So creating passion, I'm trying to learn new words, descriptive, lavish words. Lately it's been just beautiful and wonderful and just picking exotic words to use is helping create some passion and trying to express myself more passionately instead of just, oh, I'm okay, things are fine. Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking, using more descriptive words. Oh, and love. Long time ago, I read a book that love is letting go of fear. You let go of that fear, all there is love. Love is, in all these molecules, it's all love. So by feeling the magic of anything is possible, that's what magic is. Because literally, you could say, no, that's not possible. I didn't think it was possible for me to own a car. I do, yay. Anyway, thank you. Good
Yeah,
question.
no, those are really great descriptors, and it is about putting out that disbelief, putting that disbelief away, having faith that it is possible. And one of the things that I'll share the link to the YouTube of your talk. But one of the things that you talked about in that was talk was how you were writing lists of things that you're grateful for and things that you're grateful for receiving, whether they're received or not. And that really moved me as well. So, and I think, so tell me a little bit about that. How can you be grateful for something you don't even have yet and
Wow.
don't even know how it's going to get here?
Thank you. So when I first started doing my serious journaling was last year, and now it's been 375 days in a row. Started out, I'm grateful for a place to live. The next day, I'm grateful for my dog. But then I started adding things, and I sometimes would lose my patience with several family members, which I knew was not productive. That was not a way to create a cohesive relationship. So I started writing, I am grateful for patience. And my patience has gotten better. I am grateful for prosperity. Prosperity being good relationships, good health, finances coming in, and it starts materializing. So speaking things as present tense, you already have them. It's already there. You just have to access it. It has helped me so much. It has changed over the time. I, I'm going to step out here and just share with you yesterday's gratitude list. It starts out with I'm grateful for perfect health and the perfect weight, um, harmonious relationships with family, friends, self discipline, patience, prosperity, divine ideas, divine order, an excellent brain, Oscar my dog, awareness of the beauty of nature, creativity, imagination, and my home and my food. See, my list got longer.
Oh,
And
I love sharing gratitude. I love I love witnessing and hearing other people's gratitude. There is so much power in that. So much power. Um, and I know we've talked about this too, is when you share the positive energy, the gratitude, the love, in just by us talking about this right now, it's creating energy and it's expanding into the universe, and by having that happen, it's there. And so when anybody ever comes to listen to this again, it'll get reactivated again. It's already always there, but we're just reactivating it.
what
So
it, what I
yeah.
like to say too is this is all does wonderful things for my life. Now, what I like to do too, that's very important, is I like to take this outside of my front door. I have neighbors. There's 14 people that live in my building. I like to take that attitude in my relationships with my neighbors. When I'm driving down the road, try to take that attitude with the traffic. When I have to meet in my different groups or organizations I belong to, take that same attitude everywhere I go.
Yep.
Not just in the morning when I write it down, not just when I meditate, or just when I go to
Nope.
church. It's got to be with me everywhere.
Yeah. No, you also you mentioned in this talk, it's a really good talk. I'll definitely link it. But where somebody bumped you, and you got out and it was instant forgiveness. Okay, this is fine. I had this situation once where I needed to get over because there was the up the you could see there was an arrow and you had to move over from two lanes to one. So I always wave my hand. I'm like I'm a little bit of a New Yorker driver. I put my blinker on, but as soon as I see a space moving in, I'm doing it. But I did it very safely. I know I did. And but the guy behind me, I could tell probably wasn't prepared. Maybe he was driving a little too fast because people do drive a little fast sometimes in this small town. He drives by me and his window's down, and he like he just kind of looked at me weird, and I just rolled my window down. I was like, "Thank you so much," and he's like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Thank you so much, thank you." And he didn't he I could tell he wanted to have that exchange of bitterness and pissiness, and I'm like, "Thanks, dude." That's how I saw him. And I feel like it's so important to have that. There's no reason to hold up any with anybody because it's
I
and
think
when you have
knowing
that
that,
feeling inside of you, it doesn't show up.
yeah, knowing that how other people react to us is not always a reflection of us, it's a reflection of them. And by having compassion and empathy for them and realizing maybe they're just not in a good place today, but that has nothing to do with who I am.
No, it's
You
so
can say
true.
what you want about me, but it doesn't create who I am. What creates who I am is me.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I want to, we have to take this in every single interaction that we talk to. Every single one. When you're in the grocery line, when you're doing whatever. And I was walking in my car and this guy was on the phone talking and complaining about some guy at the store, liquor store, rah, 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 rah. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir." He's like, "I'm just talking on the phone. I'm not crazy." I'm like, "Oh no, I get it." I go, "I just want to know, would you like some Christmas cookies? Because my parents had give me some Christmas cookies and I didn't want to eat them." And he's like, "What?" And I gave them to him. Then he started to like retell the story. And I was like, "You know what? He was having a bad day at the store." "Oh, we all have bad days." He's like, "You know, you're right." Then he walks away, and I hear this, someone just gave me Christmas cookies. And so we stopped talking about the whatever happened in the store and focusing on the gift. And I
Yes.
don't share this to be like, oh, I'm so cool. I share this that it's so easy to shift someone else's mood. And I personally think it's not our responsibility, but it kind of is. We're
Yes.
here to support each other. We're here to have empathy and compassion for everybody, and we're here to forgive everybody. They still have responsibilities and consequences of things that they might have done, but forgiveness is on us. Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing your gratitude. I'm so grateful.
I have so much to be grateful for.
It's yeah, and I'm sure you could attest to this too. Is I have had a gratitude practice, all different types throughout the years, and there was I was in a group once in 2004 where we were sharing gratitude with the classmates. We were in this class, and I still get a gratitude list from this woman in my email every day, and she took this class in 2004. Yeah, I mean it was that's empowerment, and I've also I need to have talked to her about gratitude, but also I've started that gratitude practice when I was in this workshop years ago because I didn't have a job and I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and I had to leave my apartment in New York to sublet it because I didn't have the money to pay for it, and went down and spent some time with my friend who did live 4 blocks from the ocean and near Miami Beach. That was pretty fabulous. But I was still like, what am I going to do? How I don't. I had to write a gratitude list every day, even though I wasn't feeling very grateful. And how many of those 375 days? I know you're in a space of gratitude, but how do you write gratitude when you're not feeling grateful? How do you find gratitude in crappy ass days?
It's work. It's challenging. And I want to apologize that I really, since I've been doing the 375 days, my crappy days are nothing like crappy days I've had prior to this practice.
Wow.
And I'm not saying no, I don't have crappy days. They're not. I don't have crap. No, I don't have crappy days. I have not had a full 24 hours. I will have crappy moments,
Yes.
stressful moments. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to change the language of saying that. Hmm.
No, I think you're
I,
spot on.
I really I have just created an atmosphere wherever I go that challenges me to remain positive. When I'm trying to be an example to others, I need to exude what needs to be exuded. And if I'm not being grateful, I'm not being the example I need to be to others. Is that just wrong? So when I do have those moments of this does not feel good. This doesn't feel good. I don't like this. I'm questioning. Ooh, I get paranoid. Has that person not called me because I did something wrong or something like that? I have to set that aside and think, okay, what else to do? I don't know. I just have so many affirmations, so much life around me. Sharing real quick, if you don't mind. Gratitude also for me is an action. If I am grateful that I have a car, I need to keep the oil changed. If I am grateful that I have a good relationship, I need to be respectful of that relationship with boundaries and open listening. I'm going to share something that I haven't shared, but with one other person. So, July of 2019, the EMS was called, and I was hospitalized for a period of time. The EMS saved my life. And since then, I have been on an onward and upward journey and loving life. And the other day, I thought about, I love this life. I need to be grateful for the life I have. I made a trip over to Walmart, bought a veggie tray, a meat tray, and some cookies, and delivered it to the EMS people where their little break room is there at the hospital. I had to show gratitude. I had to do something physically. And I don't know if it'll go to the people, but I wrote a letter and gave it to them. So my gratitude had to take some action, and that helps it grow. Thank you.
our minds are so in sync. We have the collective consciousness because as you were talking, before you said, I have one more thing to say, I had written down one reason why you don't have crappy days, maybe a few crappy moments, because you do the work. You take the action. And then you just moved. I didn't even have to ask the question because you brought it right into it. That is, it's the work. It's an everyday job. This is what I say. No one's the boss of me. I may have supervisors and managers. I'm the boss of me. My job is my full-time job is being me. All these other jobs I have are secondary. But my full-time job, I am the boss of me. And it's work. It's a job.
I have to also think about how am I spending the hours of my day?
Yes.
Am I sitting watching reruns on TV? Am I watching movies? Am I just frivolously doing stupid playing games on Facebook? Or am I doing something to move forward? Am I resting when I need to rest? Am I treating myself well? I have to replace things that are negative with all the good stuff. It keeps you really busy.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And not busy for busy's sake, but busy for action's sake.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Action. Oh wow. Well, we could talk all day long, but this we don't want to have a 5-hour podcast. So I'm going to come back with one more question. She doesn't know this question either. I like asking kind of a silly question, so I'm going to be curious to see what she has to say. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Again, this is Joanne Morton, the positive energy artist, talking to Margie Standard about manifesting magic, passion, love, gratitude, and all that other good stuff that we love having in our lives. All right, I'll be right back. What a lovely chat. Thank you again, Margie, for coming and being part of the Let's Manifest podcast. My last question is if magic, passion, love were food, what would it taste like?
That's the one you chose. Magic, passion, love, or food. My first thought of a wonderful tasting food is earthy things, figs and berries, things freshly picked, things freshly grown and ripe and in season, right off the vine into my mouth. Things that are divine and happening at that moment. Nothing that's been frozen or canned or produced. Everything just right from the ground. That nature taste, that sweetness that it gives you, or the saltiness, or the bitter, any of it. That, as long as it's fresh, something fresh and awakening. How's that?
I love it. Fresh and awakening. I'm writing that down. Fresh and awakening. Because that's how I want to feel. Yes. Oh, so if people want to find you, I'm gonna add the link to the YouTube video so they can watch you there.
Yeah.
They can find you on Facebook if they want to find you. They'll find you. And
Yeah.
I know it's a personal Facebook group. You don't have a public one yet, I don't think.
I'm going to work on that.
Okay. And what else? And if people want to find me, you can go to joannemorton.com. And I'm also going to be, for my Patreons, I want to say thank you to all the people who are supporting me on Patreon. This is one of the reasons I can do this by being a full-time artist through the support of people who want to come on the journey with me to share magic, passion, love from sea to sea. So thank you. But my Patreon patrons will get a little bonus from Margie. So it's a incentive to come over and join the fun, the party over there. And I think that's it. So I'll have some more special guests coming up soon. I'll be doing some other fun things on my podcast. And as I always say, this is a work in progress, as we all are a work in progress. But I just want to, just remind us that just keep sharing your light because that's what we need to do. Right, Margie? Shine our light?
That's right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. Until next time, everyone, keep sharing your magic, passion, love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.